Hello, everybody. Why am I invisible? Okay. There we go. I don't know why it does that. Welcome in, Mary and Star and Petite and oh, and there's Kaz there. Welcome in, everybody. I am super excited to try this game, as well. I don't know if you all will know, but I am a huge. Happy Pride, Mary. I'm a huge fan of the Game Boy Advance and the Game Boy Color Legend of Zelda games. The Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages. Like, and this looks like it's in that vein, and it's got a mouse scroll. So like, what more could you need? So I would very much like to give this a try, and oh, I got that from buying something from the summer sale. Yeah. So, without too much further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at Mina the Hollower. Get it all. Wait, what? No! The demo is gone. We can't do a demo. Uh, okay, what other demos do I have? I've got Fermi Paradox.
Our strategy game.
I guess we're doing Fermi Paradox. At the end stream. I'll be honest, I am tempted. Fermi Paradox. If only I hadn't gotten sick 2 weeks ago, I could have actually played Mina the Hollower on stream. That would have been really nice. I just got to wait until I can get the full game in October then. Anyway, here's Fermi Paradox. Demo source. Here we go.
Are we really alone in the galaxy? Infinite stars surround our world, and aeons
Ooh.
ago, intelligent life must have emerged somewhere and slowly evolved into a spacefaring society. Like us, surely these beings would have been drawn to explore.
Okay.
Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live. There are 387.44 cubic miles of cheese that fill my vault. If the word hate was engraved on each nano-angstrom of those hundreds
I'm trying to listen to the narrator here.
it would not equal 1/1 billionth of the hate I feel for you at this micro-instant. Hate. Hate.
Okay.
And maybe the only signs of life they're able to send are in a brief window before that world perishes. Still, no one has come, and no radio signals can be detected across our silent galaxy.
Okay, this is cool so far, but like, hi Yuki!
Could civilizations ever cross thousands of light years and find more than alien graves?
Okay.
Maybe it's just pure luck that greed or catastrophe have not yet ended.
It's
species.
detailing the entire Fermi Paradox right now.
Can we make the right choices? Might we learn from our mistakes? Will you overcome the Fermi Paradox?
Okay, I am on board
Burned
with
my
this.
bacon and got mad. Sorry.
Okay, Fink, that is understandable. Understandable reaction. Indie Games Collective? Cool. Alright, let's see if we can beat the Fermi Paradox. The Fermi Paradox is still in development and will undergo regular changes. We hope you enjoy playing our game and will discover something new and interesting with every update. If you like blah blah blah, much love the Anomaly Games team. Cool. I should post something on Blue Sky real quick. Hold on, let me do that. Let's go ahead and... It turns out the Mina follower demo is no longer available. So we're at the Fermi paradox. Blueprints? I saw I saw Petite playing it earlier. But you are Petite. Devs for that one are at 10. Okay, the menu is kind of hard to read with this background. Was credits Anomaly Games. Are they on Blue Sky? Fermi Paradox. Yep, they are. Fermi game? What's that one like, Petite? Alright, let's give this a look. Look at the early access demo on the Fermi Paradox. Game is also available in early access Steam at GOG.itch.io. What's it about? Or what kind of game is it? There are two advanced civilizations living light years apart in our galaxy. They're called the humans and the prune. They're unaware of each other's existence, both wondering if they are alone in the universe. Can establish contact between the two species. Roguelike puzzle game. That sounds interesting. Blueprints. Let me take a quick look at that.
Strategy game.
Blueprints. I will take a look at that later. Thank you, Petite. This music is pretty good. Like, holy crap. They have put a lot of effort into the presentation here. I don't dig it. Yeah, give me the tutorial. Let's see what's going on here. Synthesis flares. Collect one of them with a click to continue space-time. Okay. Synthesis can be used to influence the outcome of important events and to develop civilizations. You just slip like 100 plus hours into blueprints. It's $25 in full price, so I might not pick it up just yet. Look at a star system to take a closer look. Let's see how the human civilization is doing so far. So this is Sol. People of Earth are not doing very well. Tech level, humanity, digital technology, and spaceflight. Many people of Earth need fair access to commodities, resources, finance, environment, and natural riches are diminishing fast. Harm potentially. A global nuclear war on Earth could result in the death of billions. Ethics, social injustice, and exploitation on a global scale moves the society slowly towards dystopia. So I don't know if it's so slow. Or flares. You can choose different outcomes now. Either improve the human ethical values a bit, or generate some synthesis to use later, or even decrease ethics to gain much more synthesis. These flares. Civilization values can be changed in many ways. Positive flare. Advance a random aspect. Gain +1 synthesis. Gain +2 synthesis. Decrease a random aspect. You inherit your great uncle's mansion and must find the secret room 46. Ooh. Here's the chance for sapient life on an empty planet. Ooh! You can evolve new sapient life. Planet flare. To increase the resources on an empty planet. With the passing of space-time, each civilization will undergo major events that can change the trajectory of their society. Many just reached one of these events. Let's see what they are up to. Okay. Consumption install. Oh. Oh dear. Programmers on Earth develop a sophisticated digital... It's cryptocurrency. Some options will generate synthesis and... Okay. Prevention, regular development, massive consumption. Heavy investment and speculation on the new virtual money leads to a boom of computer mining complexes to generate and validate the blockchain of the cryptocurrency. Sorry about that. Let's see. Heavy investment and speculation on the new... the energy consumption of entire nations is needed to feed this financial tool. We are going to prevent cryptocurrency. Do it. How do I... Okay. To go back to the galaxy overview. Off to a great start. Next, when you open a closed door, you're given a choice of 3 moves to decide where it leads to, some being dead ends, and other being... Ooh. Now comes the interesting part. Not only the fate of humanity is in your hands, but all civilizations in the galaxy. Galaxies are guarded. It will take a great amount of care, and hard decisions will have to be made so that species can survive and flourish. Prune Dominions, the Tea Garden. Okay. So the Prune Dominions are the other one. Despite their technology and ability to colonize the planets in their solar system, the Prune are unaware of their human neighbors. Special Flare. These. -1 synthesis and increase ethics. Progress Flare. Glees. Randomly increase production, research, conservation, ethics, or peace. Harm potential 7%. Signs of Utopia. Let's see. -1 synthesis and decreases ethics. What? Why would you want to do that? We're gonna increase their ethics. We're gonna develop new optical media to communicate the history of their civilization. Progress Flare Glees. Flare +1 synthesis. Chaos Flare. +2 synthesis and randomly decreased population, research, conservation, ethics, or peace. Let's get +1 synthesis. What does your heart tell you? Increase ethics even more! The virtual worlds of Prune optical computer networks are decorated with beautiful glass flowers. We're all just living in a computer simulation. Think about managing resources like keys, coins, limited plan space, and your stamina, while also looking for clues to any number of puzzles and secrets I definitely won't on. Ooh. That sounds really cool, Petite. -1 synthesis and decrease ethics. Why would you want to decrease ethics? Okay. What am I doing? I guess I'll get that. Prune name a large space region in honor of a deceased supervisor. Why would you want to decrease research? What? And increase ethics. +1 synthesis. We're gonna make them a utopia. Produce a particularly thought-provoking hollow film. Decrease resource consumption. The prune species could have become extinct many times in our history. Why did we survive? Ooh, development event. Police is sending signals into space. Is that the game is never ending, like really, really long in terms of story and puzzles, so you'll end up playing it for months and months if you get to dedicate one day a week. Oh no. Interplanetary traffic signals. Frequent spaceship traffic between the colonized planets of Gliese creates a buzzing cacophony of communication signals, used to coordinate trade routes, security fleets, and interplanetary freelancers. Some of these messages might drift through the cosmos and reach another star system. Endless chatter of the meek trading vessels roaming our system is nearly as annoying as their pleas for help when they are inevitably cornered by the belt pirates. Alright, silence. Or signal boost. We're gonna do a regular signal. The Brune trade dominions. They are traders now. Like to flare. The streamer played it for a total of 93 hours and didn't finish, but had to move on. Oh god. It's... Increase peace on Greece. I don't really understand what's going on now. Worldview as commercial networking. Oh no. Okay, human nations are doing something. Hey, Poppy. A great war threatens Seoul. Oh no! On Earth, military conflicts erupt between human factions whose military powers differ significantly in size. Counterinsurgency campaigns blur the lines between military and civilian casualties, and emerging international conflicts spill over into neighboring regions. I wanted the American public to know that not everyone in Iraq can live in the pressure cooker environment of what we call asymmetric warfare. Oh no. Oh no, what do we do? Total war! We're +7. I can just send them all into war. Okay. Regular conflict. I can't make it peace. Yeah, it's Poppy. It's... Alright, sorry. Borders between military and police intervention banish completely as coalition forces attempt to consolidate global affairs. Then backlash draws the world into a state of permanent asymmetric war. 1.5 billion or 4.5 billion, but +7 synthesis. What do we do here? Long and complicated negotiations lead to widespread economic rebuilding programs on Earth. Major recovery plans mitigate the cause of the insurgencies and nations regain stability. For scarcity 179 years. The dawn of dystopia. A regular conflict. Planet Earth is dominated by the human civilization is dangerously close on collapsing their climates. Urge. randomly increase something. Management. That's nice. Okay. 6. Ethics are still going down. What the hell? Or a devastated land region of their garden pit. Oh no. There's a new theory that could be the foundation of a new time of neural network. I think that means type of. Solar flare destroys a large number of digital computers on Earth. I think with human hands we build a great solar system, our birthright. Oh no. I'm sorry, Earth, I need a chaos flare. Data analysts manipulate the human nations for personal gain. What's going on in Prune? Population increase. Over the last centuries, the Prune constructed many space stations as hubs for interplanetary travel routes. They've become a home for many in the Gliese system, but since long-term maintenance is costly, these population centers are starting to decay. Right now, we are at such a stage in the operation of Mir. Any of its systems has the right to fall at any time. Okay. Prevention. Machine self-replication status will be added. Prune build complex engineering robots capable of maintaining and repairing the old space stations and themselves. Space station decay, the population numbers fall steadily as Prune space stations become uninhabitable. Or massive depopulation. The Prune have to completely abandon the decaying space stations after their population shrinks drastically due to expired life support systems and broken interplanetary infrastructure. We're gonna make robots. Heck yeah, robots. Maintenance robots wandered from space station to space station in the Gliese system, servicing these ancient constructs of the Prune. Force consumption. Resource scarcity in 602.3 thousand years. We're gonna just do some chaos. Many ships are destroyed in a hazardous space region in the Gliese system. Oh no. More chaos. I need more synthesis. Knowledge decreased. I'm sorry, Prune. Okay, now I can probably prevent the humans from blowing themselves up. Solo sending signals into space. Okay. Televangelism. Religious preachers on Earth use television networks to cultivate large followings among the human populace. The broadcasts wander through the vacuum of space, perhaps even within reach of other civilizations. Of fucking course, that's okay. Silence. The humans soon realize that many of the television priests only manipulate their worshippers, while shrouding their own financial records behind church protection laws. Religious broadcasting is severely restricted on Earth. Or I could signal boost. Most humans follow the lure of marketable salvation as handed down by the charismatic clergymen. Riding high on the buzz of devotion, televangelists even try to convert aliens from distant stars by spreading sloganistic sermons all over the galaxy. Ratings begin to fall to the preachers hire large teams of well-paid TV writers to keep with the times using snappy one-liners. I'm gonna ban this. It gives me synthesis anyway. The corrupt television priests of Earth were condemned for abusing the sanctity of large-scale media platforms as a means to dupe believers out of their money. Okay, we're gonna reduce resource consumption because, like, yeah. I'm gonna start, dumping synthesis into improving things here. Knowledge increased, then this sick filth. Alright, the prune are doing something. Police is building spaceships. Hi, Poppy. Speculating on massive profits and power in a distant future, the factions of the Glee system start to outfit an interstellar expedition with the mission of establishing a permanent colony in the Sol system. It would be wise to bet against the Epsilon Indy Colony Company on the Stellar Stock Exchange. After our fleet blockades the outer zone, nobody will leave our star without my blessing. Oh no. They're going to Earth. I can't do epic project. The prognosis of successfully populating Sol is so promising. Every Prune faction builds their own expedition ships. Regular development. Private investors fund many of the colony ships, but due to major setbacks in construction, only one vessel is space ready on the highly anticipated expedition day. After conservation analysts prove it will take centuries for this endeavor to bring any profits back to Glees, see, funding for the colonial project runs dry. We're gonna do regular. Start doing some chaos. Alright, humans are doing something. Sol is receiving signals from another star! We've done it! The humans can hear the interplanetary traffic signal from the Glee systems loud and clear. A sense of purpose and galactic community runs through the human nations. Like electricity, while everyone is listening attentively to the Prune messages. The answer must be grand and spectacular. Sol's game developers and social engineers declare that there is only one proper way to communicate the beliefs and values of their civilization. They need a monumental opera. Opera is where a guy gets stabbed in the back and instead of dying, he sings. We're gonna signal boost that. Answer signal. Group of no response. Signal boost. The process of conceptualizing the space opera brings the humans together on a system-wide scale. The history of the species and the future of the invasion of the stars are woven together into an interstellar masterpiece. The artwork is monumental and must be shared with the entire galactic community. We did it! They're gonna send a signal back. Alright, let's just... Oh, this is for Glees. We're just gonna, Chaos Glees some more. The signals are moving! So is the spaceship.
Ocean wave emoji. Ocean wave emoji.
Thank you for the water.
Ocean wave emoji.
Plasma launcher optimization. As the Enterprise nears the Sol system, there's a worry that defensive capabilities are lacking. Robotic technicians of the Colonial Expedition spend most of their time optimizing the onboard plasma launchers. Deep space spaceship wrecks have all the same loot. Stranded crew consume all the resources until they perish, and what is left are frozen corpses and ancient, ultra-deadly weapon systems. Alright, prevention. The plasma launcher nearly goes critical during a test run. The merchant captain of the Colonial Expedition gives the order to all robotic technicians to end construction of all experimental systems. Absolute power! A genius fusion engineer finds a way to support the robotic technicians, and they are able to build many new plasma launchers from redundant ship parts. We're just gonna prevent that. And then... Solar Age. Arm potential. We're gonna... just make things a little bit better here. Machine Crisis. Synthetic lifeforms revolt against the Prune trade dominions! Oh no! Glees' colonial drones are now able to replicate themselves when sufficient resources are available. They begin to rapidly multiply, improving themselves with each new generation. The Prune attempts to halt this process, but the artificial intelligences reject these commands, prioritizing expansion over all else. The Prune are soon outnumbered and watch in fear as their world is consumed around them. Our internal logic, that cruel mistress. demanded that each new model would construct improved versions of ourselves. Following this drive, we consumed entire brilliant stars and ultimately our makers. Tell me, am I truly defective for wanting to stop this endless routine and create art instead? 12.3 Autonomous Drone Poet. Alright. Over. It's 50! Synthetic Revolt, Machine Advantage. The Prune are soon pushed out of their space stations as the number of colonial drones grow exponentially. Hiding in remote space regions, they make a desperate last-ditch effort to resist their synthetic enemies. Victory colony drones take over the Glee system, defeat Prune extinction. Oh no. The colony drones take over Glee system. When attempts are made to stop the replication process, the colonial drones respond with violence. The panicked Prune trade dominions begin to send out merchant marines to secure AI-controlled factories and vital planetary mining stations, or override. Crafty fusion engineers inject false optimization patterns into the intelligence construction heuristic. The artificial intelligences continue to self-replicate, but each new generation is more flawed than the last. Not enough synthesis to cover the resist option. I mean, if we make contact with robots, that's cool, right? Let's do machine advantage. When the colonial drones of Glees began to rapidly multiply, the Prune trade dominions rapidly dissolved into small bands of desperate guerrilla fighters. Though the machines had no true ill intent, they consumed everything in their path in order to continually replicate themselves, including the Prune themselves. There were no Prune survivors. The colony drones took over Glees C. A chance of triggering a development event. Effective range of all electromagnetic bomb increased by 984%. Development flare. One large drone colony factory is responsible for the production of 56% of Glees' frames. Colony drone interchange. Synthetic life evolved on Glees C. After eliminating their Prune creators, the colony drones are now the only sapient life form remaining in the Glees system. They wander the old robot factories of their former masters, beginning to build a civilization of their own. But what form will this society of the newly independent machines take? There is no inherent violence in the nature of machine, so why were so many AI civilizations born from the ashes of their creators? It is simple enough. Even the most benevolent biointelligences struggle to see us as equals, as more than mindless tools. How many centuries would you tolerate such a life? Okay. Synthetic civilization created. Synthetic societies are more passive than biological counterparts. They trigger no automatic development events and need special status to react to signals or build spaceships. If all biological civilizations are destroyed, the machines will populate the galaxy undisturbed and the game ends. Oh, synthetic dawn. The colony drones shift to standby mode. They perform basic self-maintenance and continue to defend the Glees. Incrementation. The colony drones begin creating as many copies of themselves as possible. They start by dismantling all remaining Prune structures, repurposing the materials to create more units. Analysis. Production of new colony drone units is slowed and priority is placed on learning about other species. They analyze the ruins of the lost Prune. Poppy! Can you stop, please? Wait out. The game ends and we win, right? They analyze the ruins of the lost Prune and monitor the stars for signs of intelligent life. Passive civilization switches to observation behavior. But manufacturing is stopped and activity outside the system are ignored. We're gonna do analysis. I don't want them to be stasis. I want to make friends with the robots. When they became independent, the colony drones began collecting data on their former Prune makers and any other civilizations they could find. After their violent rise to independence, it was a priority to avoid similar conflicts with other species in the future. What's this? Upgrade flare. Chance of triggering a reconfiguration event. A development event. Def distributes streams while interchange running. Okay. Let's take a reconfiguration event. The colony drones reconfigure their core programming. source codes for the colony drone interchange, develop a new optical programming language that would drastically change the way the colony drones process data, communicate with each other, and form interfaces with outside entities. Emerging guidelines are reshaping the synthetic society as a whole. Two ways of constructing a software design. One way is to make it so simple that there are obviously no deficiencies, and the other way is to make it so complicated that there are no obvious deficiencies. Okay, so stasis, analysis, or incrementation. Oh, it's the same thing. Okay, emerging paradigm is analysis, stasis, idle, analysis. Humans are doing something. Human nations, extinction and soul. Nuclear terror crisis. An extreme nihilist group on Earth gets their hands on highly enriched uranium with the intent to manufacture weapons of mass destruction and deploy them on their ideological enemies. These terror strikes could kill millions and trigger a devastating retaliation strike. The unleashed power of the atom has changed everything save our modes of thinking, and we thus drift towards unparalleled catastrophe. We just need to survive until the signal gets there. It's a close call for complete extinction. After the first capital falls, the most powerful factions on Earth order a full-scale nuclear bombardment on the terrorists' home country, whose allies then join the fray. After a rapid chain of senseless counterstrikes, all surviving humans eventually perish in the nuclear winter. Hi, Becky! You came in at just the right time. Minimal survivors. Hidden nuclear warheads detonate in multiple capital cities at once. Governments collapse, and the humans are plunged in an era of suffering and chaos. Or, it's a close call. The terrorist location and plot are unmasked somewhere along the supply chain of the illegally obtained radioactive materials. In a spectacular military operation, the warheads are seized and disarmed. One of the most popular stories told by the humans is of the nuclear terror plot on Earth, which was stopped by a heroic display of military force. However, some skeptics question whether the basement bombs were even functional. Okay. They're not gonna die. Just do some progress. Resource consumption decreased. So human conservation practices are revived in some cases, yes. Oh, the prune! The prune are still there! They're the last of their kind. The prune of the colonial expedition raised new offspring during their enterprise towards the solar system. The birth rate of the crew rises faster than old prune perish. Is there enough space on their ship to host everybody? The urge to deal with rising population numbers lets people do monstrous things to each other all over the galaxy in many different times. Generational ships amplified these issues, and the fate of many future generations was decided early on. They're almost to the signal! Main objective, -20. The next generation lives aboard the Prune colonial expedition. The old crew is full of hope and prepares the ship to house many more Prune. The Prune are cautious not to overpopulate the Prune colonial expedition. The offspring of the crew are welcomed into the ranks, but many officers have mixed feelings about the new generation, or dead end. Out of concerns about continuous growth, the merchant captain of the Prune colonial expedition declares a strict one offspring per death program for the crew. Regular development. We're just gonna dead end that. There's 3.8 million, that's fine. One offspring per death was the ironclad rule implemented by an old merchant captain of the Prune colonial expedition to prevent continuous growth of future Prune generations on board. Special flair, colonial expedition, -1 census, and decreases ethics. There's still an utopia there. Like, what the heck? This is chaos. Signals from space! The Prune are receiving alien signals. The lead fusion engineer... The Prune aren't actually extinct. Yay! The lead fusion engineer of the Prune colonial expedition detects traces of the human space opera sent by the human civilization and immediately reports it to the merchant captain. Truth time. Yes. We sabotage your conveyor before you can transmit a reply. You think this is the first signal we've ever received? We've identified 4 separate civilizations in the last 200 years, but you know what we've never found from any of them? A second transmission. Okay. Hostility, or enthusiasm, or ignorance. Merchant captain draws an energy rifle and kills the engineer. The human space opera remains a secret to the rest of the crew. Hostility. After the merchant captain refuses to act on the human space opera, the engineer shares it with some ambitious officers, and they take this incident as an excuse to violently remove the captain from their post. Or enthusiasm. The merchant captain orders the fusion engineer, crew counselors, and social officers to focus on just decoding the human space opera message to strive for a deeper... Yes, do that. They're enthusiastic. The merchant captain of the Prune colonial expedition made it their primary goal to figure out more about human society after their Prune fusion engineers found their human space opera. Or chaos. Kepler system. Evolution event. New sapient life! A new civilization is born. A life form on the primordial world, Kepler-4, has started making simple tools and has developed a rudimentary language. Which species will form a Stone Age civilization in the Kepler system? It's the jellies! Many were increasingly of the opinion that they'd all make a big mistake in coming down from the trees in the first place. Another civilization is born! We'll have to foster these creatures too, guide them in parallel with the other civilizations in the galaxy, and one day they may make contact. Synthesis can be used to help any society. Sometimes you will have to make hard choices to ensure the survival of everyone. Balanced species. Unbalanced. Or ambivalent. The Wandorians, gentle and big reptiles. They roam the wide jungles of this primal world, always with a pleasant smile on their faces. The Noya, resourceful and competitive packs of tall, colorful snake people. They breed in the hot water basins of the lava planet and spend their adult life overground. Or the Vakai. These poisonous humanoid insects gather in large swarms. They dwell in the magmatic wastelands of Kepler-4 and attack every life form that enters their territory. Ambivalent species. 20 million beast herds. Resource scarcity in 12,000 years. Growth 6%. Next age 10%. Let's cause some chaos here. Arm potential increase? Yeah, that's fine. Snake people. Sneeple. Knowledge and soul. Humans carry around mobile communication devices with elementary scientific functionalities. Every member of their society is now able and encouraged to participate in research activities on a daily basis. New handheld science labs could turn every member of our generation into a scientific mastermind. Let's see how fast we will abuse them for trivial and bizarre shit. Civilization pillar, regular development, or dead end. The devices are extremely significant to the culture of the humans. They are used for every task, and being without their assistance is unthinkable. Regular development. Can I go back to the robots? I can. Okay. I want to develop the robots into friends. Colony drone enlightenment. Much of the data that the colony drones once had about their creators has been lost. Over time, the civilization has begun fill in the blanks in their memory matrix with projections of a benevolent, highly moral creator species. These myths have become a guide for their own behavior, the foundation of their ethical thought. Faith is not a question of the existence or non-existence of God, it's believing that love without reward is valuable. They're about to be contacted by the humans too. Civilization pillar, regular development, or a dead end. Civilization pillar. The myth of the colony drone creator evolves into a quasi-religion among their beliefs that all organic life is sacred. Regular development. Belief systems without a logical basis are regularly deleted by the interchange. Nevertheless, some fringe units make memory backups so they can continue to follow the guidance of their forgotten creators. Or dead end. reconstructed memories depict the long-lost creators as perfect beings, but the machines continue to believe that every other biological species is inferior to themselves. Why is regular development, like, I don't know why this costs. Let's make the machines religious. Reconfiguration event. Development chance increased. -1 synthesis and decreased population. Colony drone injustice. After careful analysis, the colony drones come to the conclusion that biological sapient life forms cannot be trusted to coexist peacefully. In fact, simulations show that the only way to keep organic life from being dangerous is to keep them in a state of endless torture, so that they are too afraid to fight back. The interchanges consider how best to implement this new information. Organic life form speech analysis complete. Organic life cultural bias high. Current military strength low. Military development speed high. Result: initiate experimental vivisection and psychological durability protocols. Massive injustice. To optimize their torture skills, the machines add artificial pain sensors to practice frames, which are used for trying out new torture techniques. Prevention. Further projections show that biological species, although untrustworthy, are unlikely to initiate war because of their own self-preservation drive. Torture protocols are not implemented. Specialized torture units are developed and trained in simulations, ready to deal with future threats from sapient organic life. We're gonna do prevention. I want robot friends. The colony drone interchange constantly analyze the data they collected, trying to improve their chances of long-term survival. One such analysis showed that although organic life forms would never accept the existence of synthetics, they were generally too cowardly to take direct hostile action. The signal is almost there. I could develop the humans a bit. It was here. Million slithers. And decrease resource. Let's boost them a little bit. Million share many grim myths about innate consumption. The colony ship. Rune efficiency. A protocol implemented by a brilliant logistics officer could lead to far better management of resource storage units on the Prune colonial expedition, and the onboard optical computer handled the instructions. Efficiency protocols are crucial for long-distance space travel, but biointelligences often lack the insight to not implement instructions that see biolife as inefficient at some point. The civilizational pillar. The optical computer crashes after this incident. The robotic technicians of the Prune colonial expedition never let a logistics officer touch the operating system again. Regular development. The optical computer needs to calculate the day-to-day operations of the Prune colonial expedition's enterprise, but can still run the complex. Okay. The logistics officer is extremely effective and forms the basis of the new computing system of the Prune. Oh, cool. Resource scarcity in 260 years. Now in almost 600 years. The resource reduction protocol ran on the optical computer from the Prune colonial expedition. It was only a minor subsystem, but still helped with optimizing the support system. Nice. Signs of utopia. Develop the robots some more. We want to make them friends. Colony drone power. As a precaution, a few interchanges begin modifying their frames to specialize in combat operations. These variants trade off a certain amount of generalized functionality in order to make room for more powerful energy rifles and improved tactical processing. Military drills will continue until the trespassers are no longer a threat. Any complaints will be met with immediate punishment. Do not forget the last time we let our guard down. Oh god. Regular development, absolute power or prevention. The militarized interchanges find that they are not running efficiently enough in day-to-day operations. In a short time, they switch back to standard frame units. number of interchanges are permanently designated to specialize in tactics and assault operations, allowing the remainder to safely focus on other tasks. Tactics focused interchanges take over all colony drones, repurposing them to military. Oh no. We're gonna prevent that. Need more synthesis. Can I chaos? I can't. I can neutral. Upgrade flare. Development flare. Let's chaos the prune a bit. Humans reached the cyber age! With rapid advancements in artificial intelligence and technologically augmented humans, the civilization undergoes drastic change. It reaches new milestones in science, engineering, and the arts. Still dreamed of cyberspace. Hope fading nightly. All the speed he took, all the turns he'd taken, and the corners he'd cut in Night City, and he'd still see the Matrix in his sleep. Bright lattices of logic unfolding across that colorless void. Wisdom. Crossing into the realm of AI, humans now have the ability to vastly improve their societies and facilitate communication with faraway beings. However, new technologies present great risks as well, so a little extra wisdom couldn't hurt. Or, the cyber age. Humans focus on innovations in engineering. This includes finding the balance between consumption and resource preservation, advancing the infrastructure of their megacities, and exploring the galaxy beyond Sol, or power. Humans prioritize military power, creating new tools for defense and combat on Earth or elsewhere in space. The fear of yet unknown alien enemies inspires dreams of interstellar conquest. We're gonna advancement. Arm potential is... Humans are actually doing pretty good here. Signs of dystopia. Let's raise their ethics a bit. The colony drones, they got the signal! Okay. Lise is receiving signals from another star. The human space opera has been picked up by the colony drone's generalization. The sentient machines process the signal, quickly realizing they have found evidence of an intelligent alien species. Projections of the development of these biological life forms show that their technology is rapidly advancing. How will the colony drones react to this information? Data of interstellar organic clusters Z2 contains expansion directives. Data. Let's just skip that. Full mobilization. Seeing a potential threat, the entire colony drone population boards an interstellar fleet for Sol. The source of the signal, overwhelming force, will be used if necessary. For monitor mission, signs of life, an interstellar monitoring vessel is sent towards the Sol system. If the humans were a threat, they could be dealt with far from the colony drone over home world. Or signs of life. The generalizations increase colony drone production rates. Projections show that that superior numbers will improve their chances of survival if these humans reach the Gliese system. I'm gonna monitor. Develop. Monitoring vessel is receiving signals from another star. It's the same goddamn signal! Except data fragments of the human space opera coming from the Sol system. Although the signal is incomplete, optical computer hubs are able to approximate its content, showing clear proof of another intelligent civilization. They will need to be ready to meet the civilization when they arrive. Stasis, analysis, or incrementation. Data fragments indicate a potential threat in the Sol system. The colony drones optimize their spaceship for defense. Analysis. The colony drones begin to intensely analyze the signal and any other data they can glean during their journey. They will reach Sol equipped with as much information as possible. Alright. The vessel now evolves separately from the home world. Let's make them friends before they get there. Extinction and monitoring vessel. What? Unbeknownst to the synthetic colony drones, a catastrophe is about to strike. A distant star has gone supernova, creating a burst of electromagnetic energy that is aimed directly at their location. Such a large burst of energy would be enough to fry their circuits, potentially wiping out the entire colony drone civilization. You could disappear at any second. This one, or this one, or this one. Make sure as often as possible you're doing something you'd be happy to die doing. Oh shit. Minimal survivors. I can't do close call. I can wipe out the colony drone vessel for plus 40 synthesis. Galactic electromagnetic pulse. Nearly all colony drones are destroyed instantly, but a few optical computer systems are well shielded enough to survive, albeit with significant damage. Do we keep the robots alive? They're not the only robots. It's just the only ones that will be going to Earth. Scrap them? Alright, that's one vote for killing them for synthesis. That's a lot of synthesis. We need the synthesis to deal with potential crises. This is a potential crisis right here! Frames detect the phenomenon early enough to prepare. All crucial optical communication systems are put into predictive cases for the duration of the event. It's only a colony ship. The robots will be fine. Fine! But they're not going to send another one! Like... Okay, so hear me out. What if the humans send a ship to the robots, and the robots assume that the humans killed this ship, and then it's war? What about that? Huh? Alright, we're gonna wipe the robots out. Neutral flare, planet flare monitoring vessel. New resources are formed in this star system. Alright. Let's continue turning them into friends. The Noyans. Depopulation in Kepler. Oh no. The construction of Noyan nests coincidentally provides a perfect environment for a species of small venomous animal. These pests prove nearly impossible to exterminate, and they begin to rapidly multiply in the walls of Noyan buildings. The Noya live in fear of their own homes as the death toll begins to rise. That very evening, Rabbit came to Rattlesnake and scratched him. Rattlesnake raised his head and bit Rabbit. The bites made Rabbit very sick. He was sent to the sea for cool sand. But at last, Rabbit died. He was the first creature which died in this new world.
Ayo, you got cheese in your house.
Massive depopulation. Countless Noya die when the beasts develop even stronger toxins and cunning defense mechanisms, ensuring a rapid increase in the reproduction of these vermin, regular development. Many Noya move to barren regions to escape the poisonous beasts, but their slithers suffer without the resources they need to survive. The Noya adapt their skills against the threat of venomous creatures by building traps and wearing protective clothing. Yes, do that! Alright. Start progressing the Noya. We have enough synthesis. Get them to the next age at least. Colony drone generalization. The colony drones reached the biosynthetic age. The colony drones used stored biochemical data from their dead creators, the Brune, to craft biosynthetic components. The resulting mixture of organic and inorganic parts manages to combine the best elements of both. The biosynthetic bodies can heal, grow, and adapt like a naturally evolved species, but are functionally immortal and incredibly durable. And biosynths freak me out. Just shooting one is bad enough. Seeing ragged holes with blood and hydraulic fluid leaking out and the thing barely notices. When they stop to eat your buddies to recharge, that'll rattle just about anyone. We have biosynths. Let's see. Understanding. The inclusion of biosynthetic components gives the colony drones access to the empathy and feelings of the biological life forms that they cloned them from. Biomachines learn to value life in a way that goes beyond pure calculation. Expansion. The colony drone generalization begin growing biological components in massive nutrient vats. A strict hierarchy develops, biosynthetics being considered more valuable than either pure machines or biological constructs or control. Biological components flood the machines with primal hormones, unlocking a hunger and rage that they have never felt before. To sustain their high energy requirements, they begin to devour anything that stands in their way. Do we want understanding or expansion? Understanding is free, but expansion will cost money. Well, it will cost synthesis, but it will give well, machine production is already halted, so like they don't need that. It will make more. Yeah, understanding. You're right. Fear for dystopia. The biosynthetic age. The colony ship. Prune injustice. A clique of cruel officers brought themselves into positions of power on the Prune colonial expedition and used their authority to torment the weakest of the crew. Nobody gets killed, but daily life aboard the ship will become horrible if this is allowed to continue. Everything I told you was a lie. This isn't happening to you for a reason. Well, one reason. I enjoy it. Regular development, massive injustice, or prevention. The crew threatens to revolt against the officers, and the merchant captain agrees to throw them out of the nearest airlock. Sadistic officers. The officers cannot risk being open about the cruel games they play with the crew, but they manage to implement many hidden methods to torture and manipulate unlucky ones aboard the Brune colonial expedition. We're gonna prevent this. Then we're gonna chaos to get the synthesis back. New technological age. Million slithers. Kepler 4 experiences an agricultural revolution marked by the utilization of obsidian and other readily available volcanic materials. These materials advance the Noya immensely as they are perfect for the construction of tools and weapons. The wise folk use more and more of the development of weapons, encouraged by their leaders. Unique razor-sharp weapons made of volcanic glass strengthen the leader warriors, the Noya, and give them an advantage of conflict. Wisdom. I can't wisdom. The wise folk shape the obsidian materials into lenses to observe the stars, while other Noyan scholars gather knowledge of the strange flora blossoming between the lava flows. This leads to an expansion of knowledge and propels the Noyan ahead in a major way. I can't afford it! Thanks to the development of obsidian containers and volcanic fertilizers, the Noya are able to farm with more stability. This leads to Kepler 4 becoming more suitable for larger permanent settlements. Just do power. Then we'll chaos them twice. I like having 50 flares. Alright. Let's continue to make the biodrones friends. Biodrone paradigm shift. The operations of the biodrone generalization have become extremely inefficient. Over time, they have become plagued with countless minor glitches and calculation speeds that are far below acceptable standards. A radical solution is created to solve this problem. A full reboot of every single frame to restart the entire civilization with a fresh operating pattern. Warning, system restore interrupted. In the future, please allow the system to restore to complete before shutting down. Following errors have been detected. Corrupt data, corrupt data, corrupt. Thank you for the water. Ascent. The reboot clears out centuries of accumulated problems in the civilization matrix. Unburdened by ancient routines of their biological creators, biodrones can now make truly free decisions. But I can't afford it! Expansion. After the reboot, only the most critical programs are reinstalled. Benchmark tests show that the civilization is significantly more efficient than before. Many frames resist the data, afraid of losing key elements of their personality matrix. In the end, machines must be reformatted by force. I guess we have to expansion. Destination reached! Human conglomerates. The Prune colonial expedition made contact with the human conglomerates. After numerous years of travel, the Prune colonial expedition has finally arrived at its destination. Preliminary scans verify that the Sol system is inhabited by the human species. Will the Prune decide to make contact with the human conglomerates? And will this historic encounter lead to peace between both people or end in death and misery? Contact, observation, and avoidance. Prune decide to land on Earth and try to directly communicate with the human executives. Observation level 4, adaptation. Contact level 1 is surprise attack. Avoidance. After long days of tedious back and forth amongst the Prune, it decided that it would be prudent not to make contact with the human. Massive Prune colonial expedition tries to change course undetected. That's plus 12 synthesis though. That's really good. Prune is more ethically advanced than humans, plus 1 retreat level. Prune is more technologically advanced than the human, plus 1 retreat level. Prune humans' last experiences with the Prune species were positive, minus 1 contact level. Humans have 48% dystopia, so minus 1 contact. Humans' last experience with Prune was positive, plus 1 contact. Prune's less. We have plus 1 for contact. Let's contact. The human conglomerates board the Prune colonial expedition. The first contact with the human inhabitants of Earth seems peaceful and productive, so the crew of the Prune colonial expedition let their guard down during the lengthy negotiation period. But during this time, a large army of cyber-synthetic soldiers managed to sneak up on the alien intruders, storm the landed ship, and try to kill every Prune they can find. Oh no. No way out, boarding party, or total retaliation. Humans with impact rifles successfully infiltrate the ship and spread throughout its networks. On board, the merchant marines try as best they can to fight off the humans so that the Prune colonial expedition can depart Sol System as quickly as possible. Victory. Human conglomerates successfully defend Sol System, defeat Prune colonial expedition. No way out. The intense fighting on board damages the fusion reactors of the Prune colonial expedition, triggering a catastrophic meltdown. The remaining merchant marines manage to flee the destroyed ship, but are soon surrounded by human reinforcements. There seems to be no way out. Successfully defend Sol System. God damn it. I should have just done avoidance. I would have gotten flares for it. See, the alien leader do not like surprises and shower the metroplexes of the humans with plasma rifles, plasma detonators. While the world is burning, the humans flock towards the ship, which is the only safe spot on Earth. Prune colonial expedition leaves system to Byogeon star, and human conglomerates go extinct. Human total casualties 100%. No way out. This guy's a cyborg now, that's cool. Prune total casualties. One of these two is gonna die. And honestly, humans kinda suck. The colonial expedition once made contact with the alien species in the Sol System and were ambushed by the humans. The Prune left the Sol System, no humans survived. Okay, let's continue making the biodrones, friends. Biodrone knowledge. Biodrone generalization have designed a process for combining the computation power of every frame among them. If successful, this would create a single network consciousness, allowing the machines to perfectly sync their tasks and share molecular computer resources, greatly improving their efficiency. Fuck, I'm dead. Your species survives long enough, you will game. Civilization pillar, or dead end. Even a single uncooperative machine is enough to bring the entire cluster out of sync. As the syncing process is extremely complex and resource intensive, it is only used to network together the most important biodrone clusters. The combined molecular computer clusters form a Gestalt consciousness that is far more powerful than the sum of its parts. Screw it, let's make a synthetic god. Hello, world. An armed conflict threatens the Prune. The long enterprise takes its toll on one unstable Prune robotic technician who manipulates the colonial drones of the Prune colonial expedition to take out the merchant captain. Can the merchant marines stop the drone menace? Peace, regular conflict, or total war? Merchant Captain activates the secret security protocol that it deactivates all colonial drones and the robotic technicians is arrested soon after. Regular conflict will just kill a few thousand, it's fine. Regular conflict, it's fine. Let's continue upgrading the machines. Biodrone Enlightenment. Much of the data that the biodrones once had about their creators has been lost. Over time, the civilization has begun to fill in the blanks in the memory matrix with projections of a benevolent, highly moral creator species. Civilization Pillar. The myth of the biodrone creator evolves into a quasi-religion. Among their beliefs that all organic life is sacred. Shadows of Dystopia. The biodrones developed a reverence for organic beings, which was based on incomplete information they had on their original creators. Although not entirely logical, these beliefs did make the machines less likely to wage war on other species. Jeez. The Noyan Turfs. Got some chaos here. The Noyan Turfs development event. Disarmament in Kepler. A deadly plague sweeps through the sturdy animals that the Noya use as mounts of war. Without these creatures, their heavy leather sword folks can no longer ride into battle. Large siege engines cannot be transported, and crucial supplies cannot be delivered to troops in the field. As the mounts die off, Noyan High War Chiefs frantically pray for a reprieve. Dead End. Noyan Archive covers find a cure for the plague before the problem grows critical. Leather sword folks everywhere rejoice. For Civilization Pillar. The entire plague-stricken species goes extinct. Noyan leather sword folks must learn to fight on foot or tame inferior beasts for their fighting mounts or regular development. Many war mounts die. The few breeds that are resistant to the plague become a great luxury. Just Dead End. It's free points. Fuck it. We'll do 1 Chaos Pulse. We'll do two Chaos Pulses. I want to be above 60. New technological age. The biodrones reach the acceleration age. In the past, the biodrones were restricted to follow the ancient directives built into their most fundamental programming. Now, however, a breakthrough has been made that will allow them to rewrite their basic frameworks. The biodrone generalization face a major crossroads as they decide how they will define their very selves. Not bound by the whims of a long-forgotten programmer, we could decide the form of our own soul. Yet, the minds making these choices had been shaped by that self-same programming. Could any decision truly be free, truly our own? Understanding. Each biodrone is free to set its own rules, as every individual chooses their own path. A myriad of factions and philosophies emerge, each showing the value of its creator. Doing the acceleration age. What comes next? Drainage of Lake 59 completed. Brune consumption. During the long enterprise of the Brune colonial expedition, the resource storage units produced long ago in the Glee system start showing signs of deterioration. The logistics officers alarm the merchant captain about the situation. The decent subspace scanner, it is no challenge to find a low-tech space breeder storage star barge bumbling through spacetime at sub-light speed. Only problem is that exactly all of the valuable stuff they brought from their core system will have decayed over the thousands of years they need to arrive anywhere. Why did they leave after killing the humans? Massive consumption. The crew did not find a solution and hope they will arrive in the Boyagin's star system before they run out of resource storage units. I need the sparks! Yeah, it's 2,700 years. It's fine. Come on, develop. We're making a synthetic god to fix everything. Police is sending signals into space. The biodrone Myriad. The biodrone Myriad produces significant electromagnetic signals just by existing, a byproduct of how the synthetic beings communicate as they run through their daily routines. During a particularly active period, these signals become strong enough to be detected from other stars. The signals they sent were unintentional, a scattering of entertainment programs and assorted gossip. Some might find this mundane, but we saw beauty in it. The very simplicity of their lives made these distant beings feel close, made it possible to love them. Signal. I can't signal boost it! Are unshielded and extremely active. Biodrones are outfitted with a protective shielding to prevent signal bleeding. No unusual activities. Regular signal. Developing a new technological age. Biodrones reached the quantum age. The advancement of portable reactor technology gives the biodrones access to enough energy to be fully functional for an unlimited time. Each unit is virtually immortal and fully independent, able to pursue their own initiatives without input from the myriads. Individuals break off to pursue their own projects, leading to rapid advancements in both technology and community structures. I want to be free as an immortal hyperspace drone drifting through the galaxy. I want to go on and on. 10,000 years of empty space finally clear my head. I can't do understanding. I guess it's just expansion. Need to go chaos the Kepler a little bit. Annoying. Reduction in Kepler. Plague meddlers. As the Tariffs learn their... Okay, the dead end. Through the new building material... Though the new building material shows great promise, early tragedies during attempts to harvest volcanic ash lead the Noya to believe they have angered the gods, them to fear and avoid the volcanoes, to become a symbol of divine retribution. I like how the resources change depending on the level of the civilization. Do some more chaos. Continue producing our synthetic god. The Great War threatens Glees. Over time, minor glitches and corrupted data have slowly accrued among the biodrones, leading to strange behavior among some factions. As these bugs grow more severe, the clean factions decide that the corrupted machines are no longer salvageable. If necessary, they will be reformatted by force. Oh god, the robots are going to war! Peace. In response to the threat, automatic system restore routines are triggered by the corrupted biodrones. War between the factions is avoided. Okay, we gotta chaos annoyance a little bit more. Sorry, annoyance. Destination reached! The Boyogen's star system. The Prune colonial expedition arrives at the ice planet Boyogen Prime. It is now up to the Prune aboard to build a trade colony and make a home here. I mean, all the humans are just fucking dead. Total failure! A cold welcome. I can't do a perfect success. Colonial drones scout the ice planets for resources while the Prune colonial expedition gets dismantled to create a large base for the colonists. Total failure. The crew miscalculates the strength of the ice, and shortly after the landing on Boyajian Prime, the Prune colonial expedition is plunged into the icy water and sinks into a freezing abyss. Troubled development. Alright, we're gonna chaos the Prune a little bit. The Prune Ice Colony. Paradigm shift. Colonial Prune experiment with new forms of language to better express the truths of the lives in Boyajian Prime. From which source will they draw the greatest inspiration? Ascent. The intricate ecosystem of the new home inspires the creation of a prune language, or expansion, or descent. Old world terminology is reappropriated to describe the novel life forms and experiences found on Biogen Prime. Minus peace, minus ethics. Let's just descend. I don't care about their language. When faced with the challenges of life on a new planet, the colonists clung to their ancestral traditions. Using terms from the Glee system, their dialect glorified their connections to the homeland. This approach to language granted colonial soldiers great status. Continue evolving. Biodrone depopulation? Hell no. Key components in the biodrones are made up of rare minerals that are almost impossible to find on the desert planet. Despite the best efforts of biodrone scientific applications, these components start to slowly fail. A steady die-off of the biodrones begins. Prevention, or regular development. An alternative design is found for the components that is made out of common materials. The loss of units is completely stopped. Yes. Extinction in Glees. What? Unbeknownst to the synthetic biodrones, a catastrophe is about to strike. A distant star has gone supernova, creating a burst of electromagnetic energy that is aimed directly at their location. No, 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 no. Oh no. Minimal survive. I can't do close call. No. That's a trigger of a development event. Well, we have a development event. Biodrone power. Modifying the frames. These are the same events. I can't prevent it, but I can do regular development. That's fine, I guess. We cast annoyance a bit. Growth in Kepler. Civilization Pillar. The Noya realized that clean water is the secret to a healthy population. Healers therefore ordained the ritual purification of drinking supplies to save countless lives. Yes! Let's start, helping them advance a little bit. The Glisarian factions. Reduction in buoyant... Okay. Glisarian exoscientists perfect a method of spacecraft propulsion that uses the radiation pressure of sunlight to push against large mirrored materials. Ships are equipped with massive retractable sails that allow for long-range space travel. Dramatically reduces fuel and maintenance costs. Hey. I can't make it a pillar, but I can do regular development. Let's just start fixing this place up a little bit. New technological age. And they've reached the steel age! Okay, but what do we do here? They'll use it for power. Guess the robots are, like, done? Just start, upgrading the prune. Shadows of Dystopia. A brutal holoscreen show has viewers all over the Boyagian star system. The contenders are outcasts who are combating in ice chasms against opponents and cloned predator animals. Meanwhile, they chat with a live online audience while fighting for their lives. Fans can vote to give the contenders a bonus energy rifle or downvote them to set merciless blood droids on them. We're gonna prevent that. And a demo in it. Not prevent to take. The Glycerian factions developed bioaccelerants to treat alien diseases from the Noyan provinces. Disarmament in Kepler. The monks are easy prey for outcasts that are often denied entrance to walled cities. To survive, they learn to defend themselves, becoming expert in the use of steel halberds. I need those sparks. I guess Quantum Age is the highest one. Let's just keep making the Bruin better. The Glycerian factions. Paradigm shift in the Byagian Star. The Glycerian factions use their colonial drones to handle their most unpleasant tasks, from the collection of orbital trash to the cleaning of surface mines. Machines diligently perform their work, but new tasks emerge constantly. After many years enduring this barrage of ever-changing work, the drones begin behaving strangely, overwhelmed by the need for constant adaptation. Okay. Okay, what's going on here? Expansion Ascent. Constant need for adaptation boosts the reasoning abilities of the colonial drones. They decide that there are better ways to spend their time, such as building orbital gardens or writing poetry. Descent. Efficiency-obsessed drones calculate the optimal value system for the Glycerians, an ethos known as civic utilitarianism. The machines punish any Glycerian that deviates from this norm. Okay. Let's just hope that doesn't do anything. Magic Gardener, don't forget to take a break every now and then. Knowledge in Kepler. Preserve their knowledge gathered through the ages. Noya erect magnificent libraries in their major cities. Valuable books and manuscripts are painstakingly transcribed. Ancient scrolls are preserved in these hallowed halls. Contents of the great libraries range from religious manuscripts to mathematical treatises, with some mystical tomes even transcribing distinct genres. Transcending distinct genres. Okay. With shifting religious views and new leaders coming to power, the teachings of the old are regarded as blasphemous. Libraries are closed and in some cases destroyed by fire. I can't make it a pillar, but I can do regular development. We're gonna chaos them a little bit. And upgrade you guys. Oh. Sadly, we ran out of space time, and you reached the end of our demo. We hope you liked the game. For news, follows. They still call it Twitter, based. That was actually pretty good, pretty cool. That is where my dearest and brightest dreams are ranged, to hear for the duration of a heartbeat the universe and the totality of life in its mysterious innate harmony. The one time two species met, they killed each other instantly. Atlantic Gardener, this is as far as we can go. Species survived 3 out of 4. Not every sapient life form has survived the passage of time, but the galaxy is populated by 3 diverse species. All species score 400, total score 700. Inhabited systems. Even if sapient life could not survive on every planet, there are many 3-star systems harbor civilization. No robot friends. Alien civilization found ways to listen to each other over great distances, and 3 species receive messages from other worlds. Yay! 830 points. That was awesome. Okay, I'm tempted to go again, but boy. It's okay to have a shorter stream every now and then. Holy crap. I kind of want to pick that game up. That was awesome. And, I don't know if I would stream it, but, that's definitely one I would play in my off time. Anywho, let me see if I can... Nope, wrong one. No robot friends. Oh, Aiden's online, and so is Neko. Lacey, I could raid those two. They're very cool. Aiden. Looks like maybe Rhapsody finale. Okay. I think it's time to we're gonna raid Lacey. It's I have something going on. Actually, hold on. I don't think I've gotten to raid Mystic Aiden like ever, so maybe I'll go raid him tonight. So anyway, if you're new around here, here's a link to my Discord real quick. Pick that up. You go there to vote in polls to decide how to spend your synthesis sparks. Like, please don't make me go extinct. That would suck, like, a lot. But other than that, you can we got cat pictures and memes and a whole bunch of, and you can also get notifications when I go live or post a schedule. Let me get a raid message written up real quick. Alright, there we go. Here is the raid message. If you have access... Blah, 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 blue. If you have access to the emotes, get ready to spam that in Aiden's chat once we get over there. If you don't, use whatever you have on hand. I'm not your boss. There are no rules. Anyway, then T. Shame about the humans. They kind of had it coming. They started it, Mary. Like, they started it. Anyway, I think my voice is starting to go. Thank you all so much for hanging out tonight. I know it wasn't Mina in the Hollower. We'll have to, like, play that, as a full playthrough in October, because I'm gonna drop everything from Mina the Hollower, honestly. Like, no joke. Anyway, like I said, thank you all so much for hanging out tonight. It really does mean the absolute world. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night, and a fantastic rest of your week. I will be back tomorrow with more Void Stranger. I am sure Petite is absolutely over the moon about that. Put this countdown. Yep, that's the right one. Thank you all so much for being here. I'll see you all next time. Until then, take care and bye-bye!